Fat Dag is a Weight Watchers leader in Indianapolis, Indiana. However, the views and opinions expressed during this podcast are his own. They do not represent the views of Weight Watchers. And now, here's your host and wingman, Fat
Cheers.
Dag.
I am your host, Fat Dag. You're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, all at Wise Advice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode number 244 of Wise Advice. Always good to hang out with you guys. For those of you joining us live on YouTube and or Facebook, welcome. For the rest of you catching it on the replay and the podcast, truly appreciate your support as always as well. Keep up the amazing work. Keep doing what you're doing. I hope your 2019 is going well. I think Jessica kind of gave me the new term that I want to start using. It's like 2019 is happening. That's right. 2019 is happening. We are doing this. So Jessica, thanks for those words of inspiration. I think that will carry on, and we'll just kind of use that as our little battle cry, right? 2019 is happening. I'm deliberately making this happen. It's happening exactly how I want it to happen. That's what being deliberate means, if you caught that from episode 243. So here we go with opening up the show. The first email, Dina out of French Lick, Indiana. She's joining us live on Facebook. She said, and this is a great story. I got to tell you that real quick. Side note: on the live show, folks have been able to access the script ahead of time, and so they said to me, "Hey, I've already read Dina's email, and it already has me in tears, and it hasn't even hit the air yet." So here we go. Get your tissues ready. Says, "Hey, Fat Dag, I've been thinking for months that I needed to take time to send you an email, so here goes. My mom and I joined WW for the final time, November 1st. 2016. I was reluctant to take another stab at losing weight since all of my previous efforts left me feeling discouraged and disappointed in myself. I would do really good for a while, but easily get derailed if I messed up and then just give up completely. I'd never made it a lifestyle change, only a temporary change. I was 48 years old and 310 pounds. I had chronic heel, knee, and back pain. I couldn't walk upstairs anymore without great effort. I was in my 40s, but feeling more like my 80s. My mom was so worried about my health and kept after me to join WW with her, and we could do this together. I honestly don't know why this time was different, but I'm so thankful that it was. The night we joined, I remember leaving my meeting and feeling mad at the changes in the program from when I had done it years earlier. I think it was the Points Plus plan. Foods higher in sugar and low in nutrition took a big hit with the Smart Points. And lots of foods I remember eating often on the previous plan went up a lot in points on the new Smart Points plan. I told my mom that I'd give it a week and see if I could even stick to it. My first weigh-in had me down 6.8 pounds, and I'd never have looked back. It didn't take me long to fall in love with the program. At the start of 2017, I had lost 25 pounds and I began adding exercise into my life. I was determined to get a minimum of 10,000 steps a day via Fitbit, and I didn't miss a day. I determined to get some sort of exercise daily, and I managed to keep that goal 362 days out of 365. I began using Leslie Sanson's DVD and walking off the pounds and loving them. I was focused and completely dialed in. Keep in mind, this was all before I discovered you, the Wise Wingman Group, etc. This was actually even before I discovered Connect. I did all this with the sheer determination and support of my local WW group and friends and family. At my 1-year joining anniversary, I was down 105 pounds. On January 9th, 2018, I reached the goal weight set for me by my doctor. The number he set for me was about 30 pounds higher than the goal weight that WW recommends. My doctor told me that he wanted me to reach the weight that took me out of the obese range and into the overweight range. He recommended me to reach that weight and maintain it for 6 months before losing more. Well, I agreed to this and submitted his recommendation to my leader. Shortly after making Lifetime in February 2018, I discovered you, Fat Dag. I can't remember if someone told me about you or if I saw you on Connect. Or needless to say, my journey took on a whole new dimension. I downloaded your Wise Advice app and started listening to you from the very first episode. I started looking at my journey with new light. I was no longer satisfied to stay at a higher than a normal goal weight. I started learning about the complacency trap and about how goal is a feeling and not just a number. Could I really say I wanted to stay at 196 pounds? You always talk about goal as stepping on the scale for the last time in a weight loss mode. I decided to push on, and I continued to slowly lose weight. On my home scale, I am now in a healthy BMI range for the first time ever. I have 8 pounds to lose to earn that 150-pound charm at WW, and that is my personal goal. I've already lost half of my body weight, and I not only look so much better, I feel amazing. I am healthy. I am strong. I am determined to stay here, and I am so proud that I've done this. My whole life, I was morbidly obese, and most of my adult life, I was between 300 and 315 pounds. I look like a whole different person, but most important to me, I feel like a completely different person. I am happy. I no longer hide from events, from pictures, from life. I am living life and not hiding from it. If I could go back and change anything, I would go back and do this much sooner. I wasted a lot of years and I regret that so much. I wish I had cared about my health when my kids were young. I would do so many things different if I could, but it really drives me to be the best me that I can be each and every day. I wasted so much of my life and I don't intend to waste another day. I know this has been lengthy, but I just have so much in my heart that's pouring out. I can't thank you enough for all that you do for this community, Mike, the podcast, the live show, the Wise Wingman Facebook group. All of these mean so much to me to help me keep my why close and to keep my focus dialed in. I know that I will eventually lose the 8 pounds left, but I'm honestly not in a hurry to do it. I am eating on plan, and I will get there when I get there. Because in my mind, I think I'm already there. Thank you so much for everything. Out of French Lick, Indiana, Dina. Oh, man. I remember when you and I had a chance to meet in person, and you were every bit as inspiring then as this email continues to chime in. So thank you for everything, right? Thank you for writing in. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for proving to the world that this program works. Thank you for proving to the world that if you want this and you are willing to put in the effort to get there, you can do whatever you set your mind to. 1 year into your journey, 105 pounds down, coming up on 150-pound weight loss. From an adult living 300 to 315 pounds overweight your entire life, and you finally said, I've had enough. I think it's interesting or fascinating in a way where when we get to this point where we say, I don't know why it was different this time. And so, I think what happened is you knew why. You again, like I said in last night's episode, you couldn't verbalize it. So clearly you knew why because that powered you through. And then as you wrote this email, I love how you ended it. You said, I'm sorry this went on so lengthy, but I just had so much in my heart that's pouring out. Folks, listen to that for just a second. So Dina started, not clearly knowing her why, started her journey, and then as I recommend, write down a story, get it out of your brain. As you start writing, it just pours out of your heart. Just ramble, just go with it. And when you get to the end, you go, oh, this must be my why. This must be the story that I've been meaning to tell completely. Now, all of your previous efforts, they all were not wasted time. So I know you have some regret as to when you did this, when you didn't do this, and I want to push that as far out of your thoughts as possible. The reality is you did it now, and you're living now. All of your previous attempts were the lessons in the training plan to get you to be successful at this point in your life. So congratulations on doing that. Congratulations on not getting easily derailed. I get that, right? We get easily derailed. We mess up a little bit and we just say, you know what? Forget it. That's not how this program works. Is this program is not linear. We call it lifetime for a reason, because for the rest of your life, you're going to be doing this. And so as we get to that point and you have the rest of your life to live, gone are the chronic heel pain. Gone is the chronic knee and back pain. Gone is the fact that you couldn't walk upstairs without great effort. Gone, I bet you don't feel like you're 80 anymore. I bet you don't even feel like you're close. So I'm thankful that this is different. I'm thankful that your mom finally wrapped her big old loving heart and arms around you and said, Dina, let's do this. And I'm glad that you listened. And I understand going into the meeting and coming out of there angry that the program changed. Angry that the foods that you were able to eat before suddenly cost you more on this plan. And what happened is that you wanted to eat the same way you'd always eaten and still have great results. The reality is we've got to make some adjustments. You clearly have made those adjustments. I'm very proud of you for doing this with the determination and the support of your local group and the friends and your family. That says a lot about your determination. That says a lot about your focus. That says a lot about your tenacity to make sure whatever goal you set, you're going to get it done. I can't help but believe that your 10,000 steps per day, 362 days out of 365 were a part of your success. That attendance goal we always talk about. You got there and you said, I'm going to do this every day. I'm going to show up and I'm going to get something done. That certainly played into it. But I think more so that played into the mindset of you set a goal and you were very much determined to get it. That was your distraction, focusing on that. In the meantime, you didn't want to self-sabotage your eating habits, and that powered you down to this goal where you're at, losing half of your body weight. Being down to 150 pounds lost in the healthy BMI range. Say that out loud. Everyone listening right now, take 1 second and say, healthy BMI range. Boy, that's something to celebrate. A healthy BMI range. Dina, congratulations on that. I am so glad that you're living your life. You're not hiding from your events and the pictures in your life. You're actually out there getting it done. You're absolutely doing it. That's the piece that needs to be celebrated. So I don't think you're already there. I know you're already there. You are at goal. You are living goal. You are living healthy and happy, and you will be a part of this community for a long, long time. And we're honored that you joined us live tonight to chime in, and your family looks like they joined as well. So all of you, thank you. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to her. You know the deal, those friends and family watching and listening in. She did this, but your support was instrumental in helping her get there. So thanks for writing in. Truly, truly an honor to have met you and to hang out with you. So keep up the amazing work. Out of Seattle, Washington, Sharon joins us as well. She's also on Facebook, joining us live. She says, Dear Mike, I've been following you and listening to your podcast since the first episode. I finally decided it was time to tell my story. It's been quite the journey, and I hope I can help just one person. I'm a 64-year-old lifetimer at goal. My mother died in 1979 on my 25th birthday after heart bypass surgery. She was overweight, smoked for many years, had coronary artery disease, so I wanted to get healthy, so I joined WW, reached goal in lifetime in 1980. I stayed at goal until 1983 when I became pregnant with my first son. I never went back to WW until 2002. My husband and I decided we were going to change our lifestyles. I followed the Points Plus plan on my own, but never went to a meeting. It took 9 months for me to lose 40 pounds. Once I was back at goal, I went back to WW and continued to weigh in monthly, but never stayed for a meeting. Fast forward to March 2012. My boss died March 30th. 2 weeks later, our beloved dog died. 2 months later, my father-in-law died. Then I became power of attorney for my dad who had dementia. I retired in October 2012, and my husband was going to retire in January of 2013. They convinced him to stay on for another year. On April 28th, my husband suffered cardiac arrest and died on May 1st. My world came crushing down. This wasn't how my retirement was supposed to be. We'd been married for 40 plus years and had such plans. Over the course of that year, I put on several pounds and was so unhappy with myself and my life. I decided I would go back to WW to get my weight back under control. It was the best thing I could have ever done. My Tuesday morning meetings were a saving grace for me and my therapy. That was 4.5 years ago, and I still attend the weekly workshops. It helped me through the deaths of my mother-in-law, my brother-in-law, and my father. My why when I restarted in 2014 was I didn't want my kids to lose another parent and become orphans. They were devastated by their dad's premature death. Now my why has expanded to just feeling good physically and mentally. WW has given me the tools to handle all of these life-changing events. Listening to the letters you read on your podcast have helped me, even though I'm not in losing mode. I am stronger than I ever imagined I could be. Thank you for all that you do for the Wise Wingman community. I can't wait to meet you when the international tour stops in Seattle. Sincerely, Sharon out of Seattle. Sharon, congratulations, 64 years old, lifetimer at goal. That's what awesome looks like. Congratulations to you. And you did this with some tremendous heartbreak in your journey. My heart, as I was reading this before the show, it took me a second to kind of piece it all together and said, "Oh my goodness, what a devastating journey!" And she persevered. What amazing courage and strength that shows. What an amazing role model you are for your children to show them that yes, life will throw us some crazy things, but you have an option when that happens. You can roll with it, you can move forward with it, or you can let it defeat you. You chose anything but defeat. You persevered. And that lesson right there, on top of all the other lessons you've taught them, that lesson is probably the singular most powerful lesson you can teach your children. You taught them how to persevere and how to turn one thing after another into great success. I'm proud of you for that. 64 years old, at lifetime, at goal still, just absolutely done the best possible work ever in amazing, extraordinary circumstances. I think what's cool is that you said that when you went back, you finally just decided. You decided, I'm going back, I'm going to get my life under control. Your Tuesday morning meetings, they were a saving grace. I think that is the piece that we sometimes overlook, is the power of a community. So 4.5 years ago, you're still attending that weekly workshop with that community because they helped you through so much, not just weight loss, right? You know, I noticed in all of the workshops I've attended is there is a connection to the people in there. There's even a connection in our group, in the Wise Wingman Facebook group. We end up connecting with people because we have something in common. Now, if you notice, we don't spend a lot of time talking about our differences. We spend an awful lot of time talking about our similarities, and that's what binds us and bounds us together. So you think about the perfect storm as you go into a workshop or a meeting. Everybody there has at least one thing in common. And so we expand on that, and we talk about that. And that's why this group that you're still a part of 4.5 years later was able to help you get through some pretty tough times in your life. Because you had that one thing in common to start, and then as you continued to discuss things, you figured out you actually had more in common, and then you just bonded with this incredible group. WW clearly has given you the tools to handle all of these changing events. Not only that, but you understood how to employ them. You understood how to make sure that you became the best version of you. You have a great goal of just your why is expanded to this great physical and mental success. Feeling good physically and mentally. Those two things together are unstoppable. So you clearly got this, and through all the heartache and devastation, my heart breaks for you. I want to reach through the microphone and just give you a big old hug and say, I'm sorry. I understand a fraction of that pain that you went through, and I understand that now clearer than ever. And so you actually got to the point where you said, you took the time you needed to grieve how you needed to grieve, and then you said, okay, it's now time for me to take a step forward. It's now time for me to take my life back. Powered with a very strong why for your children, you went and got it done. So again, keep up the amazing work. Thank you so much for writing in, sharing your story. I know for a fact that it has to help other people going through this exact same scenario or a similar scenario. We have two choices. We can accept defeat or we can fight on. I've chosen to fight on, and I know many others have as well. So again, thank you so much. Out of Stephenville, Texas, and I typed it wrong on the screen here, but out of Stephenville, Texas, Jeff writes in and he says, howdy, Mike. So he says, howdy, Mike. It's been a while since I've written to you, but I just wanted to give you an update on my progress. And thank you for all the inspiration you've given me through the podcast and your Connect post. On August 9th, I finally reached my goal with a total loss of 143.8 pounds. And on September 20th, I achieved lifetime. Your common sense approach to the plan, YUPSEP, experimenting to find what works for me, etc., made a lot of difference for me this time around. I've had success every time I've done WW before, but I didn't have the motivation to stick with it. I was only looking at the how and not the why, and it wasn't sustainable. Thanks to the success I've had this time, I've been rediscovering who I was before my unhealthy relationship with food began, and I'm really liking who I'm becoming. I even had the confidence to step forward at work and demand a shot at a 9-to-5 Monday through Friday maintenance position when it came open. I had been on 12-hour night shifts with a crazy rotation of nights off for over 4 years and had given up all the hope of ever getting anything better. Working in drug and alcohol rehab is hard enough, but with a schedule like that, it can really crush your spirit. Since I began the new position on November 2nd, I've been getting nothing but praise from management, coworkers, even our clients. And I feel much better since my sleep pattern is more consistent. WW truly is about more than just weight loss. I am so glad they rebranded to put the emphasis on wellness in general instead of just focusing on the weight aspect. It makes it easier to stay focused and on track after reaching goal. Thank you for your service to our country and your continued service and dedication to our military personnel and the rest of us who struggle with food and health issues. Jeff out of Texas. Jeff, 143.8 pounds. Say that out loud a couple times. Scream it once or twice. 143.8 pounds. That does not happen by accident. No way, no how can you wake up accidentally, even many months later, 143.8 pounds down. You just can't do it and not still be healthy, right? So congratulations on your amazing success. Congratulations on finally understanding that you're worth it. Congratulations on figuring out that you actually can do this. And so you have to dig into the why aspect of this. The how alone is great. How to do this, everyone knows that. That's very simple. It's very difficult to find people who don't understand how to lose weight as a basic formula. You understand the formula. You've got to burn more calories than you consume. You got to eat better, all that good stuff. How to lose weight is easy. If you know how or why you're doing it, then working that how becomes your life. And so the two play going hand in hand, but simply focusing on how to do this gets you to the point where it becomes very, you can push real hard to get past do some crazy things, I should say, to satisfy the how. But then the problem is once that complacency sets in, then you revert back to your old ways because you feel like you're just kind of putting the how into action, not necessarily changing your life. You've taken this common sense approach that I deliver and say, yeah, okay, let me just do this. Find what works, experiment. You're going to be doing this for the rest of your life. When you're out of points, stop eating points. Learn what that feels like. so that you have the confidence to know that you actually can do this. I tell you, I've read this in more than one email. This confidence thing that Jeff talks about, it's incredible the amount of confidence that comes back when we shed a significant amount of weight loss. And when I say significant, I'm not talking about an actual number. I'm talking about significant to you. If you're 15 pounds overweight and you hate every bit of it, then losing 15 pounds is a significant weight loss. If you're 443.8 pounds overweight and you hate every bit of it, well, then that's a significant weight loss as well. So it really becomes relative to your individual journey. But what I have noticed time and time and time again is those who have had success, those who have shed significant weight, instantly get an increased boost in self-esteem. You look better, so you feel better. You feel better so that you act better. And when jobs come open, you apply for them and you know that you are the best person for it. You go after it and you get it. I'm glad to see that your coworkers recognize it, your clients recognize it, senior management has recognized it. We certainly have recognized it. You're awesome. You're doing fantastic work. Losing 143.8 pounds, it's like getting a college degree, right? Put that on your resume. I half joke, but the reality is you doing that is it proves that you're dialed in, focused, and able to just absolutely do whatever it takes to get it done. That's what that proves to them. It proves to everybody that you have that ability to do it. So continue doing everything. And I'm with you. The rebrand has kind of caught me off a little bit. I fully support, I fully agree, I fully understand the wellness concept. I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic for those who have gotten to the point where they started getting healthy and then they need that little bit more. I still think there's a community that exists of folks who don't yet know that they want to be healthy. They simply know they want to lose weight, and then as they start losing weight, then the desire to become healthy steps in, and that's where we continue to step in, walk with them, and celebrate. So it's an amazing feeling all around. It's an amazing community. It's an amazing group. Guys like you leading the charge, showing people how to do it, showing people that it can be done, showing people that it's worth it to do, showing people what confidence looks like once you do it. That's what this entire community is about, and that's why we spend every single day celebrating your success. On this show alone, I think we're well over 300 pounds lost on just this one show. Incredible focus. We're well over where healthy lifestyles have just been born, developed, and that's what it's all about. So, Jeff, again, congratulations. Thank you for celebrating with us, and let's get it done. Folks, what is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to fatdag.com, click on the Wise Advice podcast to send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. I want you to email in your celebrations at onair@fatdag.com because I want you to be absolutely proud of what you're doing. When you're proud of what you're doing, everything changes. The self-esteem goes way up. Diane confirms that on Facebook. The confidence goes way up. Chris says, I have no doubt my weight loss was part of the reason for my job promotion in August. You feel different. When you feel different, you act different. And when you act different, you completely realize that you've changed your life. So that's going to do it for this time. Remember now that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Thank you for listening to the Wise Advice Podcast. Did you know for as little as $1 a month, you can take the next step as a wingman and support the show? Visit fatdag.com, click on Become a Patron today.